Do you think the Angels are going to look to trade Ohtani if they're under 500 at the deadline? And is trading him the smart move if that's the case?
It's not an easy question
Yeah.
because there's so much to it. If you're around the Angels and around Angels Stadium, the influx of Asian fans is palpable. I mean, you see Asian fans all over the ballpark when the Angels are home, especially even on the road, wearing Angels gear, being a part of the organization, being a part of that fan base that I'm sure weren't there before. And maybe some of them will stay, but I would think most of them are there because of Shohei Ohtani. There is a real, having grown up around the 90s Bulls, there is a real Michael Jordan aspect to Shohei and to the way that he is seen from the people in Japan. And I think now from people here too, that he is everything to them, and they will follow him. So you're going to lose a lot of fans if you trade Shohei Ohtani. Now, if you don't re-sign him, that's just the way it goes. He's free to do what he wants to do. But to physically put Shohei in a different uniform, I think is not a great business move. It might be the better baseball move. Maybe on the field it makes sense because you don't think you're going to keep him, so you want to get younger players and prospects that can help you win later. I get it, but I think overall, physically putting Shohei in a different uniform just is to me it's a bad move, and I hope they don't do it. So we'll see how it turns out. I'll understand it from a baseball standpoint if they do decide to move him, but I think considering everything. And Ken Rosenthal made this point last night, talking, with regard to Artie Moreno. He doesn't want to be the guy that does that, and I wouldn't want to be that guy either.
Yeah.
And I think losing him in free agency is a different pill to swallow than trading him.
Yeah, I think typically with star players, you would look to move them if you didn't think that you could keep them beyond this season. But I do think, like you said, if the Angels make an effort to sign him and they just lose him in free agency, fans kind of get that. But if they do trade him to the Giants or the Dodgers and then he re-signs there, and then a couple of years down the road, none of the prospects that the Angels get in return pan out, and realistically, none of the prospects that they would get would ever come even remotely close to being what Ohtani is. So at that point, Artie Moreno might go down as having made one of the worst trades in the history of baseball. And I don't know if that's something that he wants his name on, and I certainly don't think that's something that the fans would accept.
Yeah, I mean, think about the Washington San Diego trade with Soto.
Yeah.
Or even the Dodgers Washington trade with Scherzer and Trey Turner. That's kind of more of a comp because you got a great pitcher and a great hitter in that trade. They got good players. I mean, Keibert Ruiz is a nice player. He's turning into an everyday catcher. Maybe he becomes an all-star. Josiah Gray was an all-star this year, and he's become a really good starting pitcher. Maybe the guys they got from the Padres for Soto turn into that too. Gore and Abrams and James Wood is a good prospect. But it just doesn't move the needle the way that Shohei does. And maybe they have a sense if they can re-sign him or not. If they believe they have a chance, then they 100% should not trade him.